Okay, easy merit review number 1. Solve, write your answer in an ordered pair or an ordered triplet. So how do you know if you're going to have a pair or a triplet? How many variables do we have in number 1? 3 different variables, 3 unique variables. So I know that this will have 3 answers, 1, 2, and 3. You can do that right now. I know number 2 has only 2 types of variables, so I'll have an ordered pair. I see 3 variables, ordered triplet, and 2 variables, ordered pair. So we're going to start with number 1. The first thing to look at is we need to make sure that this is all lined up and ordered nicely. So we have the x's, the y's, the z's, followed by an equal sign and an answer. We're good to go. So let's do this one slowly. Please start by doing second plus 712. We're going to go second matrix, go over to edit. Now they're going to ask for 2 numbers. The first number represents the number of rows. So this has 3 rows. The second number represents the number of columns. There's X, Y, Z, and answer. There are 4 columns. Okay, I'm going to type in each one of the numbers. So for instance, the first row will be 3, enter, 2, enter, 4, and 11. Then we go on to the next row. I'm going to let you fill yours in. Remember, the negative sign is below the 3. When you're done, please do second quit. Then second matrix, go over to the math, and now scroll down until you find RREF. Row reduced echelon form is what it stands for. Press enter 1 time. Now we need to go back and grab that matrix that we just created. So second matrix, the matrix we created is already highlighted. I'm going to press enter once to put it in this position, and now I press it 1 more time. And I have the answers. Now how do I know which one is the X, the Y, or Z? It goes in order. So X went first, so negative 3 is your X, positive 2 is your Y, and positive 4 is the Z. Please do me a favor, raise your hand up so I don't have to stand up, thumbs up or thumbs down if you're able to follow those directions. Okay, you ready? We'll do second plus 712. On your own, I think 45 seconds is about how much time you'll probably need. I want you to do number 3 right now. I'll do it at the exact same time without talking. Number 3, go ahead. By a raise of hands, can you raise your hand if you have this answer right now? Hands up high. Does anybody have any questions for me that I can help you with? Okay, now this is where it gets a little bit confusing. Let's start it over. Second plus 712. If you weren't careful, 2 looks much different than 1 and 3. And it doesn't look much different just because it's missing a variable. But if you look here, do you see how it's not organized at all? So we're going to organize it right now. I'm going to do that down below. So I'm going to move this x to the opposite side. When the x, negative 4x, comes over, it becomes a positive 4x. Please write this down in your paper underneath number 2. We already have a positive 1y there, and I have an equal sign, but I need this answer to go to the opposite side. When the negative 1 crosses over the equal sign, it becomes positive 1. Okay, I have a x here, and I want to move it to the left-hand side. It is a positive x. When it crosses over the equal sign, it becomes a negative x. I already have a positive 1y, and the negative 4 happens to already be on the opposite side of the equal sign. This is slightly different than 1 and 3. I have 2 rows and 3 columns. Okay, let's do this together. Second matrix, go to Edit. Again, there are 2 rows and 3 columns. So type in the numbers: 4, 1, 1. Negative 1, 1, negative 4. Then second quit. Second matrix, go to Math, go down to RREF. Second matrix to A. Press once to implant it into the RREF, and then 2 to get an answer. So x went first. That means my x answer is 1. My y answer is negative 3. Now let's go back to what you learned before you tried number 4. You learned at the beginning of the school year that once you get an answer, it's the AZM, it's the ACT, it's your end of year final exam. How can you check to see if this answer is accurate? You can plug it into any one of the equations, and when you substitute in negative 3 for x, 2 for y, and 4 for z, this is the answer you should get. Okay? Same goes here. If I plug in a 1 for x and a negative 3 for y, the left side should equal the right side. Okay, you ready? You have 1 minute to do number 4. I'll do it at the same time you're doing it without talking. Do you have to move anything around in number 4? Okay. If you were looking at a multiple choice option, and it said, what is the x value? Obviously, there's one way to write negative 4 in general, one way in general. But if they said, what is the y answer, you may not see an answer of 3.5. What may you see? Type in 3.5 quick. Hit math, fraction, enter, enter. You may also see an answer of 7 halves. Okay? I just want you to recognize that if it was multiple choice. 1 through 5, what is your level of confidence? Be honest, please. Raise your hand up. 1 through 5 in that section. Okay, let's go to the next one. Please read number 5 to yourself. You know 2 facts. Oscar, tell me 1 fact you know about this problem. Got it. What is the solution? Okay, I'm going to take an arrow here. Please do the same, guys. Draw an arrow to the x here, an arrow to the x. So Oscar says it only has 1 solution, and the solution is x equals 3. Sebastian, there's something else you know. What is it? Say circle equal. So let's put these equal. I'm going to take what b of x equals, and I'm going to set it equal to what c of x equals. Please do this with me. And ultimately, we're going to try to solve for r. So let's start by plugging in the 3. That's the only solution. 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 minus 1 is 8. What is the absolute value of 8? And I will tell you that this is a common misconception. A lot of students, even coming into Algebra 3-4, say negative 8, because they think you always switch the sign. But absolute value means you make it, your final answer, positive. So what if it's already positive? It just stays positive. Okay, then I'm going to substitute in 3 over here. So I have 2r over 3. Now there's a bunch of different ways you can solve this, okay? So you can multiply by the fraction, you can do, but here's one I always suggest. Put a 1 underneath the 8. Let's do some cross multiplying. 8 times 3 is 24. 1 times 2r is 2r. Divide by 2, and r equals 12. Okay, do me a favor right now. Remember, our goal is not to even get a 3 in this. Your goal is to get a 4, okay? Your honor students, that's your goal. If you do your best and you don't get a 4, that's all you can do is try to do your best. Do me a favor on 1 through 5. Anything that you feel like you should go back and review before you take your test 12 days from now, 12 school days from now, put a little star next to it. Only star the ones you're like, oh, I got to remember to reorder these, or I got to remember how to plug in the process, or yeah, I get this now, but I should review that really quick before you take the test. Star 1 through 5 and anything that you should go back and review, please. Then do second plus 7, 1, 2. While I read this out loud, I'd like you to do the same. I have not proofread this, so there is a possibility that I may have made some grammatical mistakes or need to add in some words. Here we go. Karen, Mary, and Jane go to a Chinese restaurant for lunch and order 3 different luncheon combination platters. Karen orders 2 portions of fried rice and 1 portion of chicken chow mein. Mary orders 1 portion of fried rice, 1 portion of chicken chow mein, and 1 portion of sauteed broccoli. Jane orders 1 portion of sauteed broccoli, 2 portions of chicken chow mein. Karen's platter costs $5, Mary's platter costs $5.25, and Jane's platter costs $5.75. How much does 1 portion of chicken chow mein cost? Well, let's organize this. There's 3 different things you could buy. Okay, you ready? On your own, I want you to circle somewhere in this paragraph what are the 3 different things you could purchase. There may be more, but we've only mentioned 3 here. Okay, Jasmine, please say them for me. The order does not matter.
Fried rice.
Hold on. Fried rice. Okay, go ahead.
Chicken chow mein.
Chicken chow mein.
And
Sauteed broccoli. Okay, got it. And there's one other piece of information we're given. What is that, Carlos?
Like the cost?
The cost. So I'm just put a little dollar sign back here. Okay, so here are my 3 different columns representing the food. Put an equal sign here. This is what it's going to equal. So I'm just going to go in this order. We have Karen first, then Mary, and then Jane. So let's start off here. We have Karen orders 2 portions of fried rice, and I'm going to use the variable, let's use the variable x for that. So 2 portions of fried rice, 1 portion of chicken chow mein. I'm going to substitute a y in for chicken chow mein. Does she order any sauteed broccoli? 0 sauteed broccoli. And I'm just going to use the typical X, Y, Z. I would like you to fill in what Mary and Jane order along with how much each paid right now. Okay, so when we actually solve, we're looking for how much does 1 portion of chicken chow mein cost. What variable are we looking for out of the 3 that we're given? We want to know why, okay? So when we plug this in, let's do it together. So I'm going to go second matrix, go over to edit. We have a total of 3 rows and 4 columns. Please type in the numbers. I'll give you a chance to do that while I do it. after you've done that, you're going to follow the same direction. Second quit, second matrix, go to math, RREF, second matrix, press enter twice. Okay, the first one represents our first column, which is fried rice. So one portion of fried rice would have cost $1.50. One portion of chicken chow mein is $2, and one portion of sauteed broccoli is $1.75. This particular question says how much is one portion of chicken chow mein cost, and that would be $2. Okay, so we are going to start right now, and I'm going to give you a chance to practice what we've learned. So only doing number 7. You're going to do it as quick as possible, but here's something to keep in mind. AZM is not a time test. So what they say is they're going to give you 3 hours to take 2 exams, part 1 and part 2. If you're not done by the end of part 2, the time that's given, you'll be given to the end of the day to take it. You'll just have to take it in a different location, okay? So even though I'm timing you, just know you're not going to be timed on your actual exam. On your own, this is your problem. I would prefer you to put your hand over the top so you don't refer back to the top. And let's see what you can do. I'm going to do it at the exact same time. Ready? Get set, begin. I just want to note one thing, and I apologize for not saying this earlier. That box can only contain your final answer. Okay? Just know that for the future. The box only can contain your final answer. Does anybody have questions for me about number 7? Okay, please put a star in number 6 or 7 if you feel like you should go back and review it before you take your test. Remember, it is 12 school days from now. Okay. So you are going to do number 8, and you're going to do number 9, and I'm going to provide you with 2 minutes to do that on your own. 2 minutes to do that. Ready, get set, begin. Is anybody here confused how to plug it in when you have fraction? Okay, keep working. For time purposes, I am going to stop you. Totally fine if you're not done, but can everybody look up here? Can you raise your hand high if you had a chance, even if you got a different answer? If you had a chance to complete number 8 on your own, raise your hand high so I can see. Not everybody, but most of us. Okay, so by the way, when you got your answer, did you notice how y was a positive number? It was 9.222222. So the first thing, look at your options. Anything that was negative, I crossed out. I'm down to 2 options now. Then I simply took and divided this. It wasn't even close to this, and I divided this, and it was exactly 9.2 repeating. How many of you were able to get an answer of C? Okay, this looks more confusing than it is. It's just a matter of plugging it in. Remember, you press enter after each option for X, Y, Z in the answer. So I got an answer of 1, 2, and 3. Again, the first variable is X, so X is 1. I cross out anything that doesn't have X equal to 1. Y is 2. There's a Y, but it's not equal to 2. Cross it out, and Z is 3.